After more than a year off our screens, Paradise didn't quietly return. It came back sharper, darker, and far more confident in what it wants to be. If Season 1 was about survival inside a sealed world, Season 2 is about power inside that world. Who controls it, who manipulates it, and who is willing to destroy lives to keep it. Episode 3 is the moment everything shifts. A president is murdered. A trusted agent is framed. Old alliances harden. New ones form in secret. And at the center of all of it stands Jane. Soft-spoken, observant, seemingly fragile Jane, proving once again that she might be the most dangerous person in the bunker. Let's break down exactly what happened, why President Baines had to die, why Robinson was set up, and what all of this means for the rest of the season. Jane killed President Baines, and it was calculated. Henry Baines stepped into power believing he could restore order. After the chaos of Season 1, protests, exposure, political tension, he saw himself as the stabilizing force the bunker needed. He believed he could clean house, re-establish authority, put Sinatra in her place. That confidence cost him his life. From the moment Baines officially became president, it was clear he wasn't going to tolerate Sinatra's influence. He pushed her aside publicly. He interrogated her about past crimes. He tried to break her. He wanted a confession about power siphoning, about secret projects, about her manipulation behind the scenes. He thought he was in control, but Sinatra has always played a longer game. During their interrogation scene, there's a moment that initially feels almost comedic. After Baines leaves the room, Sinatra mutters,
"That man needs a breath mint."
It plays like a petty insult, a wounded ego trying to regain dignity. But Paradise doesn't waste dialogue. Flashbacks in Episode 3 reveal that this exact phrase was once code. When Sinatra previously needed a problem eliminated, specifically when she hired Billy Pace to assassinate a scientist, she used that same signal. It wasn't an insult. It was an order. Jane heard it. And Jane acted. The murder wasn't emotional. It was surgical. What makes Baines' death so unsettling isn't just that it happens, it's how it happens. Jane doesn't panic. She doesn't rush. She doesn't lash out. She methodically positions herself as Baines' most trusted protector. She gains proximity. She earns his comfort. She becomes his sole security detail during a late-night jog. The kind of vulnerable moment where a leader drops their guard. And then she kills him, quietly, efficiently, without spectacle. There's something terrifying about how calm she is. This isn't a crime of passion. It's not even revenge. It's maintenance. Baines was becoming a threat to Sinatra's secret project, whatever that project truly is. And therefore he had to be removed. Jane didn't kill him because she hates him. She killed him because he was in the way. That distinction matters. Why protect Sinatra's secret project? We still don't fully know what Sinatra is building. But Episode 3 makes something very clear. It's bigger than politics. Baines wasn't just trying to assert leadership. He was getting close to uncovering something structural inside the bunker. Something tied to power siphoning, resource control, maybe even long-term survival strategy. Sinatra passed a lie detector when questioned about siphoning power, but that doesn't mean she's innocent. It just means she's careful. And if Baines continued digging, the project and the power behind it could collapse. Jane understands that. What's fascinating is that we still don't know how much Jane truly knows. Is she fully aware of Sinatra's endgame, or is she protecting something she only partially understands? The show intentionally keeps her motivations just out of reach. But one thing feels certain: Sinatra is more valuable alive and in control than dethroned and exposed. And Jane is willing to spill blood to keep it that way. Framing Agent Robinson, self-preservation at its coldest. If the murder shocked you, the framing should have chilled you. Agent Robinson has been suspicious of Jane for a long time. While most of the bunker sees Jane as emotionally scarred and gentle, Robinson sees the inconsistencies. She questions the narrative around Billy Pace's suicide. She notices the strange timing of Jane's involvement in key events. She digs, and she almost finds the truth. Robinson discovers that Jane filed Billy's autopsy herself. She ruled it a suicide, citing depressive episodes. But then Robinson finds the engagement ring Billy planned to propose with, a powerful contradiction. A man about to propose isn't planning to end his life. It's the first piece of real evidence against Jane. And that's when Robinson makes a small but fatal mistake. In a group chat with fellow agents, she casually asks about Jane's whereabouts. It seems harmless, but Jane checks Robinson's location and sees her approaching. In that instant, Jane adapts. After killing Baines, she incapacitates Robinson and plants the knife in her hand. When the president's body is discovered, the story writes itself. Robinson becomes the unstable agent who snapped under pressure. Jane becomes the shaken witness who discovered the horror. It's ruthless. It's strategic. And it's exactly what someone in survival mode would do. Jane's image is her greatest weapon. The brilliance of Jane's character lies in perception. She appears soft, traumatized, almost too gentle for the brutality of bunker politics. Even when she shot Sinatra in the season 1 finale, it was framed as emotional chaos. But episode 3 strips that illusion away. Jane is not impulsive. She is not fragile. She is precise. Her ability to control how others see her is her greatest defense. And Robinson was one of the few people who saw through it. Removing her wasn't just about tying up loose ends. It was about eliminating the only voice that might have convinced others to question Jane's innocence. Self-preservation and loyalty align perfectly here. Robinson had to fall. Jeremy's plan, rebellion from the inside. While the assassination dominates the episode's ending, Jeremy's arc might quietly become just as explosive. After allowing himself to be arrested during the bunker protests, it initially looked like a reckless act. But episode 3 reveals something deeper. Jeremy surrendered strategically. As the president's son, he carries influence. He understands optics. And when the architect of the bunker was imprisoned for challenging Baines, Jeremy saw an opportunity. He wanted access to the mind that built the system. His line about wanting to blow the doors open isn't just rebellion, it's structural sabotage. He doesn't want chaos for chaos' sake. He wants exposure. He wants truth. He wants to dismantle whatever corruption has taken root beneath the bunker's polished surface. This mirrors his father, Cal Bradford, a flawed but fundamentally moral man. Jeremy isn't trying to burn paradise down. He's trying to reset it. The problem? If Sinatra regains full control after Baines' death, Jeremy's plan becomes exponentially more dangerous. Gabriella is playing a different game. Then there's Gabriella, perhaps the quietest but most layered player in the room. Her visit to Sinatra seems sentimental at first. A photograph from their youth. Nostalgia, regret. But inside that photograph is a listening device. Gabriella isn't loyal to Sinatra. She's monitoring her. Through this device, Gabriella learns about Alex, a name that keeps resurfacing. Is Alex a person? A system? The heart of Sinatra's project? The show refuses to clarify, and that ambiguity makes it more powerful. What's clear is that Gabriella is walking a moral tightrope. She still cares about Sinatra on some level, but she's also prepared to expose her if necessary. That internal conflict could be devastating later. Link's origin changes everything. Outside the bunker, Link's backstory reshapes the stakes entirely. Initially introduced as a hardened but emotionally grounded gang leader, Link seemed like a wild card. His goal to breach the Colorado bunker and kill Alex felt personal, but vague. Episode 3 changes that. We learn that Link was mentored by a revolutionary scientist, someone Sinatra had killed. That detail transforms his arc. This isn't just revenge. It's ideological warfare. If Alex is tied to the tech that got his mentor killed, then Link isn't just fighting Sinatra, he's fighting the philosophy behind her project. And if he succeeds in breaching the bunker, everything changes. Why is Jane still with Sinatra? Perhaps the biggest unanswered question remains Jane's loyalty. Why stay aligned with someone so dangerous? It doesn't feel like blind obedience. Jane is too intelligent for that. It doesn't feel like emotional attachment either. Their dynamic isn't warm. Instead, it feels transactional. Sinatra knows Jane's secrets. Jane benefits from Sinatra's power. Together, they are stronger than apart. But in a show like Paradise, alliances are temporary. One of them will eventually betray the other. The tension isn't if, it's when. The bigger picture. Episode 3 isn't just about a murder. It's about consolidation of power. Baines represented reform. His death restores control to the shadows. Robinson represented truth-seeking. Her fall silences suspicion. Jeremy represents rebellion. His plan is forming quietly. Gabriella represents moral surveillance. Link represents outside reckoning. And Jane? Jane represents execution. She's the blade that keeps the machine running. Season 2 is no longer about surviving the apocalypse. It's about surviving each other. Secrets are currency. Trust is liability. And power, once tasted, doesn't let go easily. If the first 3 episodes are any indication, Paradise isn't slowing down. It's tightening the noose. And the scariest part? Jane doesn't look like she's even breaking a sweat.